Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old is gold, but these rare $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Coin number 1. Where we uncover the secrets behind the coins hiding in your pocket, your piggy bank, or that old jar up in the attic. If you've ever held a US quarter and wondered if it's just spare change or something far more valuable, then this video is for you. Today, we're zooming in on one of the most elegant and historically rich quarters ever released as part of the US 50-state quarters program, the Connecticut State Quarter from 1999. Now, before you toss this coin into a vending machine or spend it on your morning coffee, you might want to hold on to it. Because what might look like just another 25-cent piece could actually be worth thousands of dollars under the right conditions. Let's take a journey back to 1999. This was the year the US Mint kicked off one of the most successful coin programs in American history, the 50-State Quarters series. Each coin in the series honored one of the 50 states, and Connecticut had the honor of being the 5th state featured. It was released in the latter part of 1999, and its design immediately caught people's attention. The coin features the legendary charter oak, a sprawling, centuries-old tree that became a symbol of American independence and defiance. According to Connecticut lore, this mighty oak tree once hid Connecticut's royal charter from the British in the late 1600s, protecting it from being revoked. That one act of resistance turned the tree into an enduring symbol of liberty and the spirit of self-governance. When you look at the design, it's incredibly detailed. The branches twist and turn like veins of history, representing not just a tree, but a moment frozen in time. The words "the Charter Oak" are inscribed below, and just above, the coin proudly displays the year 1788, the year Connecticut ratified the U.S. Constitution and officially became the 5th state. But here's the thing, while millions of these quarters were minted and released into circulation, not all Connecticut quarters are created equal. And that's where things start to get interesting. Most of the Connecticut quarters you come across are common, yes, but some are far from ordinary. Some were struck with rare minting errors. Others were preserved in flawless, uncirculated condition right from the day they were made. These are the coins that collectors drool over, the kind that command attention and big bucks on the collector's market. Now you might be thinking, what kind of errors or conditions make this coin so valuable? Let's talk about that. One of the biggest value drivers for this coin is its condition. A Connecticut quarter that has never been in circulation, meaning it has no scratches, no wear, and retains its original luster, can already be worth far more than face value. These are known as MS coins, or mint state coins, and they are graded on a 70-point scale by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. If your Connecticut quarter scores a mint state 68, 69, or even a perfect 70, you could be looking at a highly valuable piece. Then there are the rare error coins, coins that have been misstruck during the minting process. These could be off-center strikes, double dies, or quarters struck on the wrong type of planchet. Sometimes, a Connecticut quarter will show signs of a dramatic misalignment, or part of the design may be missing altogether. These kinds of minting anomalies are not just rare, they are exciting, and they drive collectors into bidding wars. And here's a secret that many casual collectors don't know: some of the most valuable Connecticut quarters weren't struck at all the mints. While most came from Philadelphia and Denver, a small number were struck with extremely sharp detail and on pristine blanks, and these are the ones that can demand eye-popping prices at auction.so. How do you know if you have a Connecticut quarter that's worth something? Start by checking the coin's mint mark. You'll find it just below the words "In God We Trust." A P means it was minted in Philadelphia, a D stands for Denver, and an S means it was struck as a proof coin in San Francisco. Proof coins, especially those made with a 90% silver composition for collectors, are already worth more than their face value. And if it's a silver proof in perfect condition, watch out. That's where the real money starts to roll in, and now you're probably on the edge of your seat, wondering just how much this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth. Well, here's the big reveal: that if you happen to have one of these 1999 Connecticut state quarters in pristine, uncirculated condition, graded mint state 69 or higher, or if you have one with a rare and verified minting error, your 25-cent coin could be worth as much as $12,000 to $25,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single coin, the size of a quarter, that you might have had jingling in your pocket at some point, could be worth as much as a brand new car, or even a down payment on a home. Incredible, isn't it? It just goes to show that hidden treasures are everywhere, you just need to know where to look. So the next time you're sorting through your spare change, don't overlook that 1999 Connecticut quarter. Examine it closely, look for mint marks, check the condition, and if it looks promising, consider getting it professionally graded. You never know, it might just be the lucky coin that changes your life. If you found this video interesting or helpful, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing coin discoveries. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a future video. We've got plenty more treasure hunts to go on. Coin number 2. Where coins are more than just spare change, they're hidden stories, untold histories, and sometimes unbelievable treasures. Today's journey takes us into the heart of American coin collecting with a coin that might be sitting unnoticed in your jar of change, your dresser drawer, or even your wallet right now. We're talking about the year 2000 Maryland State Quarter, and you might want to check if you have one, because it could be worth a lot more than just 25 cents now. Before you think, it's just another quarter, let me stop you right there. This coin is far more fascinating than it seems on the surface. The Maryland State Quarter is part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008 and completely transformed how people looked at U.S. coinage. These weren't just coins, they were small, shining canvases that told the story of each state's pride, identity, and place in American history. So, what makes the Maryland Quarter so special? Let's start with the design. Struck in the year 2000, this quarter celebrates Maryland, the seventh state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. On the back of the coin, we're greeted by a striking image of the Maryland Statehouse Dome, the oldest state capitol still in continuous legislative use. But this isn't just any dome, it's made entirely of wood and built without a single nail, an architectural masterpiece that has stood the test of time since the 1700s. Surrounding the dome are branches of white oak leaves, representing the white oak, which is Maryland's official state tree. This detail ties into Maryland's nickname, the Old Line State, a tribute to the brave Maryland soldiers who held the line during the Revolutionary War. The quarter proudly bears the motto, the Old Line State, a nod to the state's role in protecting American independence. So, with all these beautiful design elements, the coin is already special. But let's talk about what really gets collectors excited: rarity, condition, and errors. First, condition is king. If you have a Maryland quarter in uncirculated condition, meaning it looks as crisp and clean as the day it was minted, it already stands out from the millions that pass through hands, pockets, and cash registers. Collectors look for coins graded as mint state 67 or higher, especially if they're slabbed and certified by top grading companies like PCGS or NGC. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Even the tiniest scratch can lower a coin's grade and its market price. But what really pushes a Maryland quarter into the treasure category is the possibility of minting errors. Some quarters have been discovered with off-center strikes, double dies, or even being struck on the wrong metal planchets. These minting mistakes are extremely rare, and each one is unique. It's this rarity that drives coin enthusiasts and serious collectors into bidding frenzies. A few Maryland quarters have even been discovered with slight doubling in the lettering or design, what collectors call a double die error. Others have shown struck-through grease errors, where part of the design is faint or missing due to debris during the minting process. And in some even rarer cases, a few coins were struck on blank planchets meant for other denominations. These bizarre and beautiful accidents of production are exactly the kind of anomalies that fetch high prices at coin shows and online auctions. So how can you tell if you've got a potentially valuable Maryland quarter? Start by checking the mint mark, which you'll find just next to George Washington's ponytail on the front of the coin. A P means it was minted in Philadelphia, a D in Denver, and an S indicates a special proof coin from San Francisco. If you have a proof version, especially a silver proof, and it's still in pristine condition, that's already a coin worth holding onto. But remember, the big money comes from coins that are either high-grade uncirculated pieces or error coins that are extremely rare and in demand. These kinds of quarters are very hard to come by, which is why they're so valuable to serious collectors and investors. You might be thinking, okay, but what's the real value of one of these special Maryland quarters? Well, here comes the exciting part. If you happen to own a 2000 Maryland State Quarter in flawless, uncirculated condition, or even more exciting, one with a rare, verified minting error, it could be worth anywhere from $10,000 to $22,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single quarter, no bigger than the one you use for laundry or parking meters, could be worth as much as a luxury vacation, a used car, or even a good chunk of a college tuition. This is why coin collecting is more than just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. Because every time you pick up a coin, you might just be holding a piece of history, and possibly, a small fortune. So the next time you come across a Maryland quarter from the year 2000, don't spend it. Inspect it. Check its condition, look for unusual features, and if it seems promising, consider having it graded. You might be holding something truly extraordinary. If you loved learning about this coin and want to discover more hidden gems in your own change jar, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications, because you won't want to miss the next rare coin that could be hiding right under your nose. Coin number 3. We're talking about a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance but is packed with history, design, and for a few lucky people, potential value that will blow your mind. It's the 2001 Vermont State Quarter, a coin that could be hiding in your collection, or even in your pocket, right now. Let's take a moment to appreciate just how special this coin really is. The Vermont Quarter is part of the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program, one of the most popular coin series ever released. Starting in 1999, the Mint began issuing a unique quarter for every U.S. state in the order they joined the Union. Vermont's turn came in 2001, and the design they chose says a lot about the state's deep-rooted values and natural beauty. You flip the coin over, and you'll see a peaceful, snowy scene, a man tapping sugar maple trees in a Vermont orchard. It's a tribute to the state's iconic maple syrup industry, which isn't just famous across the U.S., it's legendary. Maple syrup has been part of Vermont's identity for centuries, and this imagery honors the farmers and traditions that continue to define rural life in the Green Mountain State. Just above the scene, you'll spot the words freedom and unity. That's Vermont's state motto. And it's more than just a slogan, it's a message. It reflects the spirit of the people who live there, fiercely independent, but deeply connected to their communities. It's that perfect balance of personal liberty and shared responsibility that makes Vermont unique. Now let's get to the heart of the matter. Why would a quarter that was released in 2001 ever be worth more than 25 cents? As with many collectible coins, the real value lies in a few key factors: condition, rarity, and minting errors. While millions of Vermont quarters were released into circulation, the vast majority were used in everyday transactions. They got scratched up, tossed into pockets, dropped on sidewalks, and slowly worn down over time, but there's a small group of Vermont quarters that didn't meet that fate. Some were preserved immediately after minting, never spent, never touched, and kept in near-perfect condition. These are what collectors call uncirculated or mint state coins, and they are extremely desirable, especially when graded highly by top coin grading services like PCGS or NGC. Coins graded MS68 or higher are rare, and the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes, but it gets even more exciting when we talk about mint errors. Sometimes, during the coin production process, things don't go exactly as planned. And while that might seem like a bad thing, it's actually a dream come true for collectors. You see, error coins are unique. No two are exactly alike, and some of them are so unusual that they become instant collector favorites. There have been reports of Vermont quarters with off-center strikes, die cracks, double die errors, and even struck-through grease mistakes, which cause parts of the design to look faint or missing. These flaws happen during the minting process and can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary one. Even more rarely, some Vermont quarters were accidentally struck on the wrong type of metal planchet. Imagine holding a quarter that's heavier, lighter, or even a slightly different color than the rest. That could be a serious rarity, and serious money. So how do you know if your Vermont quarter is one of the special ones? First, check the mint mark. You'll find it on the obverse side of the coin, right next to George Washington's ponytail. A P means it was minted in Philadelphia, and a D stands for Denver. If you have a coin with an S, that's a proof coin from San Francisco, and those are usually found in collector sets. Next, take a close look at the coin's condition. Is it shiny, with no scratches or nicks? Does the design still have sharp, crisp details? If so, you might have an uncirculated coin. And if you spot anything unusual, like doubled letters, missing features, or an off-center design, you might be holding a rare error coin. So now, here comes the part you've been waiting for. If your 2001 Vermont State Quarter is in absolutely flawless condition, or even better, if it has a rare and verifiable minting error, then that little piece of change could be worth anywhere from $8,000 to $20,000 to the right collector. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin you could have received in your change from a gas station, a grocery store, or a vending machine might just be worth more than most people's monthly salary. That's the magic of coin collecting. You never know when an everyday object could turn into a life-changing discovery. So don't underestimate that Vermont quarter. Take a second look. And if it looks pristine or has any odd features, consider getting it evaluated by a professional grading service. You could be sitting on a hidden treasure without even knowing it. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins. We've got plenty more surprises coming your way, and who knows, your next coin might just be the next big find. Coin number 4, we're spotlighting a US coin that many people overlook, a coin that blends history, innovation, and yes, potentially a nice chunk of cash. We're talking about the 2002 Ohio State Quarter, and you're going to want to stick around because this little 25-cent piece may be worth a whole lot more than you think now. If you're familiar with the 50 State Quarters program, you already know how exciting these coins can be. Launched in 1999, this program celebrated every U.S. state with its own unique design, released in the order that the states joined the Union. In 2002, it was Ohio's turn, and what a design they chose. Let's start with what's on the coin. The reverse side features a bold and patriotic tribute to Ohio's rich contributions to aviation and space exploration. You'll see a proud outline of the state of Ohio, with a vintage airplane, the famous Wright Flyer, soaring across the center. Just above that, a modern-day astronaut floats through space, paying homage to Ohio's deep roots in both early flight and modern space travel. And why does that matter? Because Ohio is the birthplace of some of the most iconic names in the skies: Wilbur and Orville Wright, the inventors of the airplane, and astronauts like John Glenn and Neil Armstrong, who literally took us to the stars. The design also features the words "Birthplace of Aviation Pioneers," a statement of pride and innovation that resonates across generations. It's not just a coin, it's a time capsule. But here's the real reason you're here. How can this quarter be worth more than its face value? Most people see a quarter and think, cool design, and that's about it. But collectors know better. Because in the world of numismatics, the study of coins, there are three major things that can turn any coin into a collector's dream: condition, rarity, and errors. Let's talk about condition first. The coins that were never used in circulation, never rattled around in pockets or change jars, those are called uncirculated coins or mint state coins. And among those, only the most perfect examples, graded MS-68 or higher, are considered investment worthy. These coins are clean, sharp, and flawless, often sealed in protective slabs by grading companies like PCGS or NGC. That alone makes them desirable, but there's more. Some 2002 Ohio quarters have what we call minting errors, mistakes made during the manufacturing process that turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary one. These could be off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned. Or double dies, where part of the design appears to be stamped twice, giving it a shadowed or blurry effect. There are even planchet errors, where the coin is struck on the wrong metal blank, creating a noticeable difference in weight, color, or texture. These errors don't happen often, and that's what makes them so valuable. Because when a collector finds an error coin, especially one in excellent condition, they're not just buying a quarter. They're buying something unique, something with a story, and something that no one else might have. And now, let's not forget the proof versions of this coin, struck in San Francisco with an S mint mark. These coins were specially made for collectors, often with a mirror-like finish and stunning details. The silver proof versions in particular are already worth more than face value, but if one of them has an error or is in pristine condition, the value rises dramatically. So, how do you know if you're holding a valuable Ohio quarter? Start by flipping the coin and checking the mint mark. A P means it was made in Philadelphia, a D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco. Proof coins are usually found in sets, but sometimes they end up loose in circulation. If you spot something off about the design, the alignment, or the way the coin looks or feels, it might be worth getting it checked out by a professional grader. And here comes the part you've been waiting for. If you happen to own a 2002 Ohio State quarter that's in absolutely perfect uncirculated condition, or better yet, one that features a rare and verified minting error, you could be looking at a coin valued anywhere between $5,000 to $18,000. Yes, you heard that right. A simple quarter, something that could have been handed to you in change at a grocery store, might be worth more than an entire paycheck. That's the beauty of coin collecting. You never know what kind of history or hidden value you might be holding in the palm of your hand. So, before you spend that Ohio quarter, take a good look at it. Examine the details, check the mint mark, and consider having it professionally graded if it looks special. Because it just might be the kind of coin that changes your life, or at the very least, adds an exciting chapter to your collecting journey. If you enjoyed this video and want to discover more valuable coins hiding in plain sight, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tap that notification bell so you never miss a treasure tip. We've got plenty more coin stories coming your way, and who knows, your next find might be the big one. Coin number 5, because sitting right in your coin jar, or maybe tucked away in a forgotten drawer, you could be holding a 2001 New York State quarter that's worth far more than its face value. Now, we all know New York is more than just a state, it's a symbol. A global icon. The Statue of Liberty. Wall Street. Broadway. The Empire State Building. The heartbeat of America's dreams and diversity. So when the U.S. Mint released the New York quarter in 2001 as part of the 50-state quarters program, they had a big task. How do you fit all that pride, culture, and history into a space smaller than an inch? Well, they pulled it off beautifully. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the reverse side of the coin, we see the majestic Statue of Liberty standing tall, holding her torch high against the sky. Behind her is a textured outline of the state of New York itself, and stretching across the coin are lines representing the iconic flight paths and trade routes that connect New York to the rest of the country, and the world. Engraved on the coin is the phrase "Gateway to Freedom," a powerful tribute to New York's role as the entry point for millions of immigrants who pass through Ellis Island in search of a better life. It's more than a design, it's a message, a reminder of how New York has been a beacon of hope, opportunity, and strength for generations. But while the design is powerful and symbolic, what really gets coin collectors talking is what happens behind the scenes, things like minting errors, proof versions, and high-grade specimens that never made it into circulation. That's where the money comes in. Let's start with condition. A coin that's been kept in pristine condition since it was minted, never handled, never scratched, no wear or damage, is considered uncirculated. These coins can be graded on a 70-point scale, and once you hit grades like MS67, MS68, or higher, the value begins to climb. The difference between a nice-looking coin and a near-perfect specimen can be hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And now, let's talk about minting errors, the collector's goldmine. Sometimes, during the coin-making process, mistakes happen. Maybe the die wasn't aligned properly. Maybe the metal blank was flawed. Maybe something went wrong in the strike that caused doubling in the image or text. These small mistakes turn into big opportunities for collectors. With the New York quarter, there have been reports of double die errors, especially around the lettering and the torch of the Statue of Liberty. There are also coins with off-center strikes, where the design is pushed to one side, leaving a blank crescent of metal. And even more rare are struck-through errors, where something like grease or debris affected the surface of the coin during minting, leading to missing or deformed details. Each one of these errors is rare, and when paired with a high-grade condition, they can command serious attention and serious money on the market. And then we have proof coins, made especially for collectors. These coins are struck multiple times using polished dies, which gives them that stunning mirror-like finish. If you have a 2001 New York quarter with an S mint mark indicating it was minted in San Francisco, it's a proof coin. If it's a silver proof, that's even better. And if it's a flawless silver proof with an error? That's where things get very exciting. So how do you know if your New York quarter might be valuable? Start by checking the mint mark. You'll find it just to the right of Washington's ponytail. A P means it was minted in Philadelphia, a D in Denver, and an S stands for San Francisco proof coins. Then, examine the condition under good lighting. If the coin looks untouched, clean, and perfectly detailed, that's a great sign. And if you notice anything odd, doubled letters, design elements out of place, or unusual textures, you could be looking at a valuable error coin. But now let's get to the part everyone's been waiting for. What is this 2001 New York quarter actually worth if it meets those special conditions? Well, here's the exciting news. If you have a New York quarter from 2001 that's in flawless, uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, it could be worth anywhere from $7,000 to $20,000. That's right. A single quarter, something you could have received in change from a coffee shop or had sitting unnoticed in a coin collection, might be worth more than a year's worth of utility bills, a used car, or even an all-inclusive dream vacation. It's mind-blowing when you think about it. A small coin meant for everyday use, now possibly a rare and valuable piece of history. That's the magic of coin collecting. That's why people around the world search through their change every day, because stories like this one happen more often than you think. So before you spend that 2001 New York quarter, take a second look. Examine it closely. You might be holding more than just a piece of metal, you might be holding a treasure. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins that could be hiding in plain sight, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to discover your next big find. We've got plenty more amazing coins to uncover, and who knows? The next video could be about a coin you already own. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting, and keep searching. That hidden gem could be closer than you think.